Lamb shanks are tough and easy. I mean, the meat itself is incredibly tough, but it's really easy to tenderize it. So here's everything you need to surround the lamb shanks with gently simmering aromatic liquid and really tasty root vegetables. Braising is a moist heat method, which means your best and only chance to add seared brown flavor is now, before the moisture. And this really is a key step. It adds so much depth of flavor to the final dish when you take the time to first brown the lamb shanks. Lamb shanks are tough because they work hard all day long holding up the animal. That's also why they taste so good, because in nature, the more a muscle works, the better it tastes. I love braising. It's my favorite thing to do in the kitchen, and I think it's because of the transformation, transforming tough meat into tender meat, transforming inexpensive cuts of meat into delicious cuisine. And now that these are brown, you can get rid of the oil. It's done its job. You can transform this into a one-pot meal with a thick layer of root vegetables, parsnips or carrots, turnips, baby potatoes, even shallots, which are actually a type of onion, and they're a great choice because they're so easy to leave whole. And that's the key for all the root vegetables, great big chunks that can withstand the time and temperature of braising. Each one of these vegetables adds distinctive flavor to the pot, some more than others though. The shallots and garlic are pretty strong. The rest, they're just sweet and mellow, perfect for braising. And now the number one reason this is my favorite dish. I mean, hey, anytime you pour a full bottle of red wine into something, you just know it's going to taste good. And here's how to pour the entire bottle in 5 seconds flat. Maybe 6, but I'm a little slow today. And now you really get to play with your choice of aromatic herbs. Start with bay leaves, lots of neutral aromatic flavor here. And for the rest, stick to strongly flavored herbs, things like thyme or tarragon, sage, oregano, or rosemary, which goes really well with juniper. Although juniper's not an herb, they both grow on evergreen plants, so somehow the flavors work really well together. The shanks don't need to be fully submerged to braise, but the liquid does need to be simmering, and you do need to cover the works to keep all that moist heat inside. And now you're about 2.5 hours away from a nice tender dinner, and just a few minutes away from a condiment to go with this. This is purely optional, but I really like pesto with lamb shanks. The optional part is making a standard basil pesto and then tossing in prunes. And I know that sounds wacky, but you gotta try this. It's delicious. As much fresh basil as you can get your hands on, pine nuts, because they puree so well, a half cup. And grated Parmesan cheese, real Parmesan though, not that stuff in the can. It just doesn't have the same flavor. Also a half cup. Olive oil helps everything puree smoothly. Just a 1/4 cup or so, and just a couple of prunes will take this right over the top. Did I say a couple? More like 8 or 10. And because prunes are so sweet, splash in a little bit of vinegar, red wine, just to balance that sweetness. Just a little bit. This really is delicious. It's awesome. I love the flavor of lamb though, no matter how you cook it. But there's a depth of flavor here that you only get from braising. It's falling off the bone tender, but there's a certain silky mouthfeel to it as well, and that's why I love braising lamb shanks so much.